But if you look here, it's actually the shape of a compass and a square. So when we get on the upstairs, we'll give you a little explanation of that, right? So we're going to head on up. We are here. So come on up.
Ooh, there she go. That's okay. That's low key kind of scary. Bruh. Exactly. The brothel. That's scary. Oh yeah. I got you.
With the history of British Town, as well as the development of currency on the island and business and trade, and Central Bank's contribution to making this space. Because this building is owned by the Central Bank of Barbados, although it's managed by the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. So most of this history you will already have been introduced on your British Town tour. British Town being established in 1628, 1 year after the settlement of Barbados. Over here, in the open and discover stage that you see here, shows you the crops that we would have started with, of the three proposals at any time, which would have been cotton, tobacco, and then finally moving on to sugar. Once these crops started to decline, particularly the sugar crop, is when we started to move away from the plantation societies and started to look at developing businesses and trade in British Town on a more wide scale, particularly for Latin America. So when we head on up this way, so when we're talking about Black and white businesses in Barbados, we're talking about the creation of shipping yards, such as the Barbados Shipping and Trading Company, where merchant houses of the Costa, Houston, Manning, and Gardner Austin consolidated their influence to try and make life easier in the transition of sets of Black women in the British Caribbean at that time. One, the young over-sexualized version, and two, the ones that take care of the children, and then the mammies who are too old and ugly to look at anything. Because she was such an astute businesswoman, is when she was given this image right here, but then she was also honored in the back with her true image here. Now, she opened up the Royal Navy Hotel. The Royal Navy Hotel was located in the Hotel District, not far from where St. Mary's Church is located today. When Rachel opened, she also had a little side business, which was called Pickles and Potatoes. When you came and ordered a room and you wanted a little extra company at night, you'll say, I also want pickles and potatoes sent to my room. And then you'll have one of her working girls come and join you if you needed to. Well, the thing was, people tend to think that Rachel actually owned slaves as well, which is true, she did. But it is said that when she owned slaves, she actually allowed them to work towards freedom. Buying them was really to get them away from abusive masters, and then they were able to earn, make her money on their way back out to becoming independent. Now, Rachel Pringle is infamous in our history because it was at her hotel that Prince Henry at the time came to Barbados and stayed. He was in the Royal Navy. He decided that he's going to have a very rowdy night with his friends. They drank, made merry, and completely trashed her hotel. It said that Rachel Pringle sat very much like how she sat today and just watched all of this damage occur. When it finished, she then sat down and wrote an itemized bill for £700. That £700 she handed over to him, and he was so shocked. Like, how dare this rat woman come and give me, a Prince of England, a bill for £700, which is a lot of money in that time. And he quietly paid it, never set foot in Barbados again. That's why she's famous. Here. As a result, Barbados and other Caribbean islands began to suffer a coin defect. We were circulating coins, but when we were going out of the country, also paying things out there, and they weren't coming back in. So in 1706, a bank was established to overcome the lack of coinage. The Canadian Bank of Commerce is one of them that we see here. Barclays Bank and Royal Bank of Canada, these are the main banks in Barbados. But in 1706, they introduced the thought of using paper bills here in the Caribbean. But it took another 100 years before that was even accepted. Imagine you can feel the weight of your money in your hand and someone writing £5 on a piece of paper and telling you that this piece of paper is now worth £5. That was what that transition was like. The 10 cent, you have the tern, which is the swallow of the sea, which is one of the seabirds that used to come to the island as well. 25 cent has the Barbados windmill, which is the only working windmill in the Caribbean. And then we have on the dollar, the flying fish as well, right?
Why did you start these more?
I think it became a circulation problem, and on top of that, they weren't being returned. So the thing with currency, you have circulated and uncirculated coins. If you have 1 cent, people were collecting them because you have a 1 cent, you don't use them. So it meant that we were spending more money to produce the 1 cent than we were actually seeing in circulation. So they decided to discontinue it. This is how downstairs is supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
So before I leave, we need to like check.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Look at this look.
running the AC on and off. Like, that's just
Wait, I'm really feeling this. Like this over here, that up there. This is crazy. It is creepy. It's very creepy.
This is not creepy.
Which coast are we on? Girls under 16, boys under 16.
There was no concept of a mother, father in the home. But because we had privileges like these emerging, for the very first time, family units or the concept of staying together as a unit was introduced. And it was right here on that spot that occurred. This land, however, was under dispute for quite a long time. The guy who was here, Ronald Elcock, had made it known that he was going to leave the land to the enslaved people. It took 3 enslaved persons getting hold of this information and decided they didn't want to wait for him to die and decided to help him along to his death. So they sneaked into his room, choked him to death, and he died. At one point in time, this area was also known as Hangman's Cliff because they hung all 3 of them from a tree, a tamarind tree that was situated close to where we are right now. Because they hastened him to his death, the land that he was going to leave to the enslaved persons came under dispute because legally they said that they murdered him and therefore the land should not have come. It took another 10 years in 1841, which was a few years after enslavement had become emancipated on the island, for the land to be opened up and the other enslaved persons who were not part of the plot was able to acquire the land and to set up their villages, right? So the trailer houses that Mr. Eskew was pointing out are part of bringing back a little bit of that community. A lot of the community members that live around here are descendants of that original family that would have utilized this land right there.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Ooh, look
So
at the bay
really
over
during
there.
season,
It's like
we
a
just
lighter
look at
moon.
birds. There's nothing you can do. It's only one handle, but Barbados is a deeply religious island. The most prominent religion on the island is Anthropology, churches like these, followed by Pentecostal, Seventh-day Adventists, and then later on the Baptists. The reason why we're such okay, so one of the graves, I think it's somewhere in this area right here, is Irish Bananochi. It's the person that
I think, yeah, the picture had a cross on it, so I think it's that one. You can barely read it.
Is that cross there?
it might be.
There's only a cross.
It says it has a cross.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
It really is. He's like, I want to scare somebody one day.
I want to be standing upright when I'm buried.
Remember me telling you at the museum that the only reason why this area exists is that it was the only area that was not growing sugar cane. And if you look around you, you can notice it looks a little barren. And it's been this way from as long as the plantation was actually operating. It was here in the 1970s on 4,500 square feet of land that a burial ground was discovered where over 570 bodies were found. Majority of them in mass graves between 7 to 10 persons, all except the one that I had mentioned at the museum. They're usually burial mounds that we're looking out onto here. Indicate where most of those graves would have been or where the excavation sites for the bodies would have been at one point in time. This is where this particular site was where the excavation of the single lady was sought to, was right here. And then there's
Where's that phone? Let me get back to my partner. You the one with the coupon. 8? That's not enough. Isn't that big over there? What's this? That's a money clip. There are a couple of yeah, the smaller ones are over there. Probably. I mean, we have our tickets. Who's gonna stop us? Watch it.
no, I'm not going to do this.
on this side. Go again.
Still, when you read the labels of this stuff, right?
Can somebody drop a picture of that?
If you look right in the center, you'll see the Rihanna sun.
Oh, I see it. Rihanna's son.
Oh, I see it.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Hey, drop it in
All right.